found It Works, or It Works found me. A little bit about me is I have fibromyalgia. And at the point where It Works found me, I could barely work. I was working about 1 day a week at a tanning salon, and we have 3 boys, so I was mostly taking care of them. And it intrigued me. For about a month, I watched it because I was really skeptical. How could something like this do anything for anybody? And finally, I tried it, and I wanted more, but we were really struggling. We were on food stamps. It was just a constant struggle. I needed help a lot of times from my mom, whether it was to buy back to school shoes for the kids, or just she used to pay my cell phone bill. So I did try the wrap. I came up with the money. You know, we always come up with the money to find the things we really want to do. And I tried it. I loved it. And, you know, we had that free product back then. And I was like, well, I'm going to try for the free product. I've never seen anybody be successful in a business like this. So I wasn't thinking big. I was thinking if I can just get some free product and maybe make a couple dollars. You know, my sponsor was fairly new. And that's how it started. You know, I started and I just ran with it. And I remember, you know, sometimes, you know, we all have bumps along the way. And my fastest bump was about 2 or 3 days after I joined It Works. I did not have a smartphone, and my computer got struck by lightning. So I was calling all my friends, can I come over to your house? Now I have 3 little boys. At the time, you know, can I come over to your house? Can I use your computer? Can I get on Facebook for a little bit? Oh yeah, I have to bring my 3 kids, but can I come over? And, you know, so I just did it. I mean, I just wanted that free product so bad. Really quickly, I was seeing like the wrap cash, and I was just excited. And he was, you know, he was working at FedEx doing his thing, thinking like, he wasn't really paying any mind. As I started to take more of the products and lose weight and feel better, you know, he still wasn't that interested. He's like, good for you. You know, I couldn't get him on a call, and he would just, and I was like, oh, you should check this out. And he wouldn't. Eventually I did get him to try the greens. He liked them. And I eventually complained. I said something about his vitamins. I remember his vitamins. He was taking vitamins from a store, and they were red. And I remember saying to him, because I wanted him to try our product. And I said, well, your vitamins are red. How natural is that? There has to be like some kind of dyes or something in it. So he started comparing. And that's kind of how he was introduced to some of the products. He used to get annoyed. So ladies, I know, you know, sometimes if you're newer and your husband's, boyfriends, whatever, aren't on board, you know, he was not. He would be annoyed when I would blitz. We would be at events, at car shows, or, you know, the amusement parks, whatever, and I would be handing out blitz cards, and he would just walk away and be annoyed. But when I went diamond in about 6 months. We had no bonus, anything. We're triple diamonds now. But we had no bonus at that time. And my income really quickly grew. So I hit a $5,000 paycheck as a diamond. And that's kind of where he started, okay. And then I promoted to double. And I wanted to go to green carpet. I wanted to get my pin back then. Used to get a pin at green carpet. And I wanted him to go with me. And, you know, my ultimate goal was I would love him to see what I've seen. I would love him to join me in this company, but I didn't know. And I just was like, well, I'm going to take him to an event. I just have to get him to an event, and I'll let him share.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I tell people on the monthly man call I do for anybody in the company that, ladies, you have to go to work. You know, if you treat this like a hobby, you know, most men are going to feel like this is just something else costing us money, and I want nothing to do with it. It's just a little silly little trinket thing that you're going to end up asking me to pay for. And that's just how I looked at it. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is going to cost us money. But as, you know, the income grew and things like that, she got my attention. I said, hold on. $5,000 paycheck? Is this legit? Do we have to send this back? Because, like, I can't clear $5,000, you know, in 30 days, and I'm working my tail off here. You know, so that got my attention, you know, and when you go to work, she, you know, I got to give credit to this woman. She went to work, and that's what got my attention. I also she was smart enough to play a call out loud. So, you know, I tell women all the time, these man calls I do, he might not want to listen. You might not be able to get him to sit down and listen, but just play it out loud, because that's what got me. You know, a good friend of mine today, Rusty Lack, he's been my friend for years now. I heard him on the call. She played out loud, and I heard him say, I got enough money to walk away from It Works right now if I decided to. And I almost dropped the bowl of stereo I was making. I was like, there's no way that's even – I said, see, now I know. It Works is paying him to say that. There's no way, you know, a person has enough money to walk away, you know, and came to find out that wasn't true. But so I said, all right, I'll go to Florida with you. I haven't been to Florida since I was a child, so I'll go hang out, you know, under the palm trees or something. But I don't want to be around none of them crazy It Works people, you know. So we got there. We took a tour of the old office, and she got to lock me in the office with Mark, and Mark went one-on-one with me, and that's kind of where my way of thinking changed, you know. And I figured his assistant heard us kind of going back and forth in the hallway. I said, well, if you're so excited, go see him. I don't want to, he doesn't know me. He doesn't know where we come from. He's already got money, you know. And she heard me. She said, no, he definitely wants to talk to you. You have to go in there and talk to him. So I said, all right, whatever. I went in, I shook his hand, and I wanted to leave. But while I was shaking his hand, she said, Mark, he likes the greens, he takes the products, but he feels like this is for women. You know, he won't get on board. And Mark stopped smiling, and he wouldn't let my hand go. I'm sitting there like this, and he wouldn't let my hand go. And he started squeezing my hand, and that made me look him in the eyes, and he said, you're not leaving until you get on board. You know, you're not leaving until we get you. You know, he said, you see that golf course you won last night? I paid a few million cash for that. And that's just a hobby. And as a man, that hit me hard. And I'm like, I got a lot of hobbies. You know, I would like to be able to see a few million cash from it. We've been running ever since, and the rest has been history ever since that day.
Yeah. I mean, this company, you know, besides the income, you know, just the products alone, I mean, being somebody with fibromyalgia, having suffered from migraines for so long, you know, and being a product of the product and seeing how well they helped me. I mean, I am so thankful that this company found me. You know, when I started, there were days, so many days. Now I have rare days. I still have some problems once in a while, but it's rare. And back then it was so hard for me to walk up the stairs, let alone think about working out or getting healthy or, you know, just struggling for my own health. And now we're all healthier, our children and everything. And it's just, this company is it's so much more than just the money, the people you get to meet, the fun you get to have, the crazy people. It's amazing. And I'm so thankful, you know, that I just ran with it. Even when he wasn't on board, I just went all in.
She proved me wrong. Yep.
And that's just it. I think so many people can relate to that, because I know myself, Ryan's not here to speak for himself. He's putting the kids down. But I was a triple diamond right where you're at, Misti, before he was like, okay, you don't have to get another job. And it's just not traditional. It is hard for each and every one of us to wrap our minds around that this could be something that could change our family's life, because we are so programmed in society to go out and trade time for money and to, you know, punch that clock and to build somebody else's dreams because our dreams weren't worthy enough of building. And I don't know where this started, you know, being instilled in our brains, but I was definitely, you know, triple diamond, you know, a couple years into this business before Ryan was like, aha. And it took him going to an event in Seattle, and he'll tell everybody that as well. So that was the Seattle boot camp.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys, were you guys there?
Yeah, we were there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I thought I remember you guys being there, because there wasn't that many of us. Yeah. And I mean, there might, a couple thousand people maybe, you know. And he seen, you know, some couples on stage, and he was just like, wow, this is the real deal. And, you know, it just sometimes takes your husband a little bit longer, but it's not any reason for you to quit, because what if you were to quit and all of your family's hopes and dreams could have been met if you just had the perseverance to keep going, because every single day we're going to have people that look at us like we're crazy. People that are, in our ear that are like, what you're doing is a joke. And I still have people, I know you guys do as well. And, Meredith and Lexi and so many of my other leaders that are on this call, we have people every single day doubting us, but that is just fuel for my fire personally. Like when they do that, I'm like, I'm going to prove you wrong. So it really excites me. So you guys are out in Pennsylvania, is that right?
Yep, Pennsylvania.
Nice. Awesome. Very cool. And so I have a diamond team out there as well. Stephanie Butler is out there, which is super exciting. And we love our Pennsylvania. But, so we have to travel a lot, especially, like we're here in Michigan. We're fortunate enough to have Cammie. So Cammie has a little bit of pull in the company to be able to get Mark and, some of the corporate staff there. So we have to travel a little bit, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing, like I always wanted to do. I always wanted to travel all my life. And being a mom of twins at 19, I was a single mom. And, I just never thought, even when, we got together and in a relationship, we were still struggling. And I never thought it was something I'd get to do. And now, we get to travel. We're soon going to be traveling here with the family. And, it's just amazing. And we get to write it off. It's a tax write-off. I'm like, heck yeah. all the things that this business really brings to you. And I was never going to be one of those girls. I was never going to sell anything because, I never saw anybody be successful. And it wasn't my thing. But when I tried that wrap and I had results and I wanted more, and it's amazing. This company is just so amazing. And, we meet people every day when we're out blitzing and different things who've never even heard of it. And I know with you being out in Michigan, I know you can really explain that when you meet those people, like you're where people would say it's really saturated and, and it's not. I mean, when I hear, I was in South Carolina a few weeks ago, and they said there were going to be these bikers coming in and there was like 300,000. I'm like, that's more bikers coming to this area than It Works, paid distributor. That's more than the It Works worldwide distributors. I'm like, that's just mind blowing when you think about that. And I'm just like, look at the growth. Everybody on here right now is going to go to the top if they don't give up. And whether it takes you a year, 5 years, 10 years, isn't it better to just keep going? And I mean, just the changes we have seen from, when the Pro Fit came out and when the energy and the hair, skin, and nails, and the oils, I can't wait to see where we are in a couple more years. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. And I know Pam keeps saying, when we have some Zooms and stuff, she's like, if you guys only knew what was coming, if you only knew what was coming down the pipeline, you'd be working so much harder. And I'm so glad you brought up this point, because every single person on this call right now has the same exact opportunity that I had 5 years ago, that you guys had when you started. We all have the same opportunity. And it is up to you what you do with this. Do you have the grit? Do you have the perseverance? And do you have thick enough skin to get up every single day with an agenda to share this gift that we have with people? And that's really how you need to look at it. And I love that you said you tried the wrap, because the biggest gift that we have, and I feel like the biggest tool that we have, is to be a product of the product and to be a walking billboard for It Works, because that is going to be your passion behind sharing products, the business, everything. So you have to be using the products, and it's going to fuel your fire. And you guys can be ambassador, and you will be ambassador. Every single person that's on this call, there are only 34 people on this Zoom right now, and each and every one of you has the potential. There's only, 70 ambassadors in the whole entire company out of 200,000 people?
Yeah.
And I remember when I first started, there was 2.
I know. Yeah, I know.
At that green carpet I took him to, 5 people went ambassador that month. And I was just like, whoa, there's only 2. And now there's 5.
And
5 more.
What's really unique about that green carpet, I think it was it like the first green carpet?
So we were there together. I was a Ruby.
Okay. It was early in the green carpet series they did, and I remember Mark talking about some things.
It was the last one on the golf course, I think.
The last one on the golf course.
One of the last ones, either the last or the second to the last one.
And I heard Mark talking about some things that I've never really heard him talk about again, but some of his own personal struggles where people back when he was getting started said, "You're not Jenny Craig. You're trying to have," y'all remember Jenny Craig, "You're trying to help people lose weight. You're ridiculous." And he said, now, you know what, those same people pull me aside and say, "Hey, can I at least get a job in your building? Can I at least be the janitor or something, man? Come on, man." You know, so it's the people with possibility blindness. They can't see what you can see, and rightfully so. It wasn't given to them. It wasn't revealed to them. It was revealed to you. You have to go after these dreams that was revealed to you, and they'll catch up later. And if they don't, oh well.
Exactly.
I was writing that down. That was awesome. Drop. Possibility blindness. I can't agree with that more. You know, it's so funny because I was just sharing on the call last week. Yeah, one of my cousins, I mean, I have some family in the business and stuff, but like my close family that's close, like my personal family, my first cousin signed up to be a loyal customer. And a couple of my best friends from school are slowly coming around now. And it's taken 5 years, 5.5 years. And it's okay. Possibility blindness. That's what I'm going to call it.
Yep. You know, I mean, I've had family come in. We both have had family that came and went. We both still have some family who has not become customers or has not joined us, ignores us, unfollowed us, unfriended us, whatever. And then we have some that so just recently jumped on board as customers, or, you know, so, you know, the biggest thing when it comes to that family is you just keep going, and there, some will, some won't. So what? Keep moving on to the next. No time and energy to wait on them, you know, if they're not ready, because, you know, they may be, you know, I still have people, I'm from a small town, and, you know, we've had some people recently join us, some people who unfriended me like 2 years ago, refriended me like a year ago, and now just joined us, you know, so, you know, just, you know, the biggest thing is, you know, not focusing on those people that aren't ready, because they're not paying your bills, you know, the negative people or any of that. And that's, you know, what I've always said, and I always try to teach our team, because I know sometimes that's really hard for people when they think they're going to join a company and they're going to support somebody, or maybe they've supported that person every time they've done something else and they're not going to support them. And, you know, so we just always, you know, continue to say, just keep going. Some of them aren't going to support you now, but maybe they will later when they see that you're consistent, that you genuinely believe in these products and this opportunity.
If you don't stay consistent, how can you expect anyone to want to consistently partner with you or be consistent as a loyal customer? If you don't stay consistent, you can't expect to attract that.
I don't even know why I'm here. You're right. It's so true. And people, like, when you sign up, for those of you, like, we call our Zoom to Ruby. So it's really, you know, it's like the mindset of things. And, you know, I feel like the first year in this business is really your boot camp. A lot of people go, you know, really, really fast, but I truly feel it's like a boot camp, because people are going to unfriend you. People are going to be like, this is never going to work, but they're waiting for you to fail, and they're waiting for you to be successful, and they're just standing in the shadows waiting and watching. Either way, they're watching you. So remember that, because either they're going to come around sooner, or they're going to come around later, but it's going to be one of the two. And if you have the grit to withstand this business and stand on 2 feet, and to realize that this is not easier than clocking in for the next 50 years to have 10 years of freedom, but you could clock in for the next 10 years with this business and have 50 years of freedom, the choice is yours. Yeah. You know, and it's really on all of how you look at it. I mean, time's going to pass anyways. Like today I was thinking, like, all right, crew needed a haircut, dude. The kid's hair was like down to here, like everything was bad. You know, and we just had to get, you know, some supplies. So I took the nanny and we went with the kids and we just did it. And while we were at Olive Garden, I went and talked to a couple of people while I was in the bathroom, came home, sat out like where I'm sitting right now. This is like the best spot. I don't know why I don't ever sit out here. And jammed out like an hour and a half worth worth of work while crew took a nap. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I could have went to an office and got all of this stuff done, but I'm sitting at home spending time with the kids, you know, hopping on a Zoom at 9 after they go to bed and working the business until 1 a.m. when the cleanse sale is over. That's what we do, you know, like I feel so blessed. I'm like, I get to do this.
Yeah,
get to do this. So, yeah. So I have a question for you guys. So you guys have been through several seasons in this business, several summers in this business. What tips can you guys give that, you know, to keep pushing forward through the summer, and maybe some tips on even the It Works cruise, and those can be separate or together?
Okay. Do you want to go? Sure.
I'll let you go and then I'll add it.
So one, and I'm so big on this, and I really think it is, you know, mindset, and working on like the law of attraction, and, you know, whatever your beliefs are, praying or law of attraction, you know, those kind of things. Because if you get your mind right, I will tell you that when I'm like, man, I'm not selling any wraps or this or that, I'm not. But the next thing I'm like, oh, I'm going to sell these 2 waxy wraps. They're gone. They're gone. You know, and we can continue to either say my business is slowing down, or I'm not, you know, I haven't signed a loyal in this amount of time, or a distributor or whatever. But the more we speak the things that we want to see, the more we start to see the things that we're speaking. And I have seen this over and over. I've seen those even on our team. I've seen those people who are like, I'm not this or I'm not that, and that's what they're getting, and then they're getting frustrated. And, you know, we just, you know, we really try to promote that this isn't a slow time. It's just people slow down. You know, people are so distracted by everything else. And the crazy thing is people are everywhere right now. You know, in the summer, like if you don't have to stop taking your kids to the pool, meet people at the pool. You don't have to stop going to the park. Take your, you know, blitz cards and blitz people at the park. Wear your gear. Like, you can still live every single day of your life and still work the business by handing out some cards at the grocery store, at the doctor's office. You know, even when I go for a massage, if I don't see anybody, they usually have like magazines there. I might be slipping some into magazines. I just don't know where that blitz card's going to land up. And I may not see anybody in there. So I'm like, well, I'll just slip it in, you know. But I mean, you know, this time of year, you know, and for some people, it may be, some people may give you that runaround, but you've got to stay strong, you know, and got to continue to work on that mindset. We're so big on personal development because depending on where you're at in your business, it may really be growing a lot, or you may kind of be at a standstill. But the more you work on personal development and the more you take those action steps, and you hear it all the time, but it's so true. Blitz, the more people you get wrap, repeat, continue to do this. There's a reason that they say that, and there's a reason. It's the system, you know, following the steps to success. And whether or not you didn't reach them this month, don't dwell on that. You just kick yourself in the butt and you just continue to plant those seeds and plant those seeds and plant those seeds. I heard something the other day real quick before he goes to talk, and I really liked this, you know, because some people right now that are on here or that are watching the recording may have kind of been, you know, maybe you're a little stagnant. And what the girl said was, she said, think about a garden. Now, I'm not a gardener, so I might not say the exact words right, but if you let your garden go, the weeds are going to grow, your plants, your crops are going to die and all of that. You're busy watching what everybody else is doing, complaining that your garden isn't growing. Now, you can decide today that you're going to take care of your garden and start to make it continue to grow. So what you have to do is you have to just go consistent for 90 days. You may not see anything for 90 days, but if you are pulling those weeds, you're planting new crops, you're watering it, taking care of all of that in 90 days, you may start to see some things blooming. But from now till that 90-day mark, don't get frustrated because you took off for the last 60 days. Mm-hmm. You know, you didn't take care of it. So, you know, just make sure that right now you're putting all in that you can. You know, you're planting those seeds and working on the mindset stuff, because everybody's place is at a different spot right now. But as long as you're planting those seeds and working on your mindset stuff, it's going to grow. It definitely will grow. I can't say when, but if you do it all for 90 days, you should definitely see a big change in your business.
I would say be prepared to fail forward. You know, if you're not failing, you're not succeeding at anything. A lot of people don't join this business because they're afraid they're going to fail. A lot of people judge you for doing this business because they cast their fears on you because they're afraid to fail, so they put those fears on you. And the people who are in the business don't go after this cruise, don't go after cruise points because they say, well, what if I come up short? What if I don't make it on the cruise? Well, you know what? If you keep consistent, like she was saying, you'll be a lot further ahead than you are now, regardless. So you aim for the stars. And if you miss the stars, you'll land on the cloud. Either way, you're not on the ground anymore. So that I think that's the main thing. We tell our team, we have some women on our team who say, well, I'm afraid to blitz. And I look at them and I glare at them and I say, are you serious? You have it the easiest as women when you go to blitz. You know, I go to blitz. A woman might think I'm a creep at first. You know, I have to really say, you know, we put both of our names on our blitz cards so that I'm like, look, this is just business. You know, and as I say on the man call all the time, I tell the guys, the line that I've never gotten to know is I say, excuse me, ma'am, I don't want to have to sleep on the couch tonight. So could you please take this card so she won't make me sleep on the couch? Oh, they're laughing their tail off and saying, of course, honey, give me that card. I don't want you to sleep. Nobody has ever said, no, sleep on the couch. I don't want your card. They gladly take them, you know. So as women, you know, it's so easy for women to blitz. You guys, you approach another woman, you talk about their blouse, you talk about their shoes, say, I love those shoes, where you get them from. Your baby's so cute. I have a child too. How old is she? You know, you make some sort of connection, then you're going for the kill. You add them to Facebook, if you want to, can we talk again? We connected very well. Could I get your phone number? But adding them to Facebook is one of the most effective things you can do, because now they get to see what you're about, see that you're a real person. So I would say fail forward. We said we gave our team an assignment for 1 week, and we said, we dare you to go out and get like 25 no's for the weekend. They were messaging in the group saying, I'm struggling. Everybody's saying, yes, this is crazy. This has never happened. This is insane. I can't get any no's. And that's the thing. When you go out and you expect to win, you win.
So, yeah. And the same with like he started to say with the cruise, you know, some people are so focused on those points and they're getting so frustrated because they're like, I need this, I need that. But at the same time, it's look at how you can help other people. If you just help enough other people, and if for some reason you went hard and you didn't make the cruise, because there will be some people, your paycheck is still going to be better than it was, regardless. So go all after the cruise, whether you get on the cruise or not. Focus on working on it, and focus, the way to get there is helping the other people, whether it's helping through blitzing and getting customers, helping your distributors, helping them get their loyal customers, helping guide your team and helping them go to Ruby for those points. You know, there's so many different ways to help you. I'm not sure if they have everything filled up with the three distributors yet. I don't even know about that, but there's so many different ways. They're putting different ways out for you to get on that cruise. So, but even if not, don't not go for it. Even if you don't want to go on the cruise, just go all in. Use that to try to get people more excited for them to be on a cruise or whatever. Because if you do go all out after it, whether or not you decide to go on the cruise or whether or not you make it on the cruise, your paycheck is definitely going to continue to grow. And through the summer, you know, I've promoted in the summer before. So, you know, and just like, you know, it's all a mindset. It's a mindset. If you think it's slow in the summer, if you think it's slow in the winter, you know, there's so many different people. Well, if you think it's slow in the summer, you think it's slow in the winter, apparently you think it's always slow, and it's not. Everybody is putting in people all the time, and there are always people watching. Two of my newest people, I admit, like, I hadn't talked to this girl about the products really. And next thing she messaged me, we've been like friends for a year. She does another company and we hadn't really talked. And next thing she's like, hey, I'm trying to do this BOGO and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, hey. And the other girl, one of my newest distributors, you know, she was asking a couple questions about BOGO. And then she's like, you know, I really want to be a distributor. And I think now is a good time, you know, and, you know, I planted the seed with her. She was actually 16 at the time. She's 21 now. But so I planted the seed with her because I didn't know how young she was at the time. Or she's 20 now, one of them. But, you know, you plant the seeds and you just water the crops. You know, you continue to, if they're on your social media, which they definitely, I love having the social media. You can love on their, you know, pictures, like and comment and post and things like that, and just continue to grow a relationship with people. People do business with people they like, know, and trust. So you want them to like, know, and trust you. You want to be that person when somebody wants these products, because your family and friends will want these products eventually. And are you going to stay around long enough for them to order from you?
Absolutely. I can definitely attest to that, because, you know, we just had a question from Rebecca Cassandra, and you know, she asked, what's your best tip for signing distributors? It is building that relationship, hands down. I am not really good on social media signing distributors like same day. Okay. Like, I build that relationship, and how I do that is through liking, commenting, all that kind of stuff, you know, and developing that relationship over time. You know, I have Amy Liberte, which is in Wisconsin right now. We developed a relationship for like 8 months before she signed up. Christina Riley was a loyal customer of mine for almost 4 years. Wow. You know, so it takes time with some people, and it's all about the timing. I have Allie, I think she's on right now as well, and Allie signed up with me before. It wasn't her time, didn't work out. She didn't have the time for it, started a new job. She signed back up, and now she's almost Ruby. So it just depends on the time with people. But really, mine comes from relationship building. That's what I feel like I'm good at. I'm not good at hiding behind my phone. I mean, I'm on social media and, you know, doing that kind of stuff. But as far as like, you guys are a lot like how I am, how I ran my business. You know, it's belly to belly. It's getting to know people, digging deeper. And I really feel like that's going to give me, myself, a stronger team and longevity. You know, because we have relationships. We know people's kids' names. We know birthdays, and we care, you know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's the one thing. I mean, last night we had a team meeting with, you know, it was kind of bad weather. So some people flaked out. They were scared of the storms or whatever. And, you know, we just went with whoever came. We did a live training on the team page, but, you know, we're able to, you know, there was a bunch of kids there and they just all had their devices. And, you know, I love growing those relationships with people, and I'm fine with, you know, the small things like that. And
another thing I wanted to add is sample events have been huge for us. You know, there's a gentleman I've been talking to on and off, because I breed fish in my spare time, fish from Africa, and you know, I've been going to the pet store and connecting with this gentleman who works there, and him and his girlfriend have been thinking about doing a business. But we've been touch and go for like the last 2 weeks, and he finally said to me, "Look, Rob, I don't want to waste your time, but I am still interested in doing this, but things are crazy for us. Maybe it'll be a good time for me to sign up down the road." And what I told him, I said, I can tell you something. The only way we got rid of our jobs was because we did it when we didn't have time. There will never be a good time to do this business. So I just want you to know that. But we're having some sample events coming up, and I'd like to still invite you out to try some of the product. And he was like, wow, sample events, I'm all for that. I want to try to make that and invite some people. So he was pretty excited about that. Sample events resonate good with people.
Yeah, we love this, like doing sample events. We love that belly to belly and continuing those relationships. So we love the online stuff to continue building the relationships, but we also really love the belly to belly and being able to really meet people and connect with people. I also make lists on Facebook, not groups, but lists on Facebook for, you know, I have twins. So I have twin mommy, you know, my twin list. He runs Instagram for me. So when he forwards them from Instagram to connect with me, and I get them added on Facebook, and I have an Instagram list, and I have a My People list, which is like my leads list. I have different lists so that I can easily go, instead of spending a long time scrolling on who I want to like and comment on, I go to those lists. I dig through those lists, and I'm liking and I'm commenting, and I stay active with them. And that helps that they continue to see my stuff too. You know, so I feel like in this business, if you're working in both of those, if you're working on social media and staying consistent, and you're out and you're blitzing and you're growing relationships out there, so your business is really going to continue to grow. And sometimes, even at the craziest times, you're just going to be blown away by the things that happen. You know, I signed the one loyal customer and distributor, and I had been in bed last week for a few days during BOGO. I pulled a rib, and I don't know how that happened, but my body loves me. But yeah, so, you know, but that's the joy of this business. He's home. He's able to help with the kids, help take care of me. He goes grocery shopping more than I do. I'm so blessed. You know, he gets up when it was school time. He would get the kids off to school and let me sleep because he knew I'm up late at night, and he, you know, he does that. But you know, if I wouldn't have went to work in this business, he would still be working at a job. So, you know, just realize how blessed you are. Like this business, so many, you know, and don't get distracted. I mean, by the naysayers, the people who, you know, who don't support you, the friends or family who maybe try to bash what you're doing or whatever, because it's not going to pay your bills. People are going to talk about you anyway. When I was broke on food stamps, living in low-income housing, you know, they were talking about me. And now that I'm a triple diamond, they're still talking. But regardless, they never paid my bills. So, you know, it is what it is. And you just focus on your goals. And if you have kids, you know, don't let them be your excuse either. You know, you just have to figure out, you know, it's summertime. So you definitely, if you have kids home from school, you have to figure out how you're going to schedule and prioritize your business to grow through the summer.
Mm-hmm. I agree, you know, and I personally, I'm so sorry, you guys, the TV's on. I have never really experienced a down summer except for when I didn't go to work. You know, like when I first started, I had expos every single weekend. I had shows. I had parties. I really didn't have like a crazy, like relaxing summer, but I was working my butt off and I wanted to do that. Like I was excited about going to shows and expos and meeting new people and helping them with the products and the opportunity and stuff, because it was like a rush to me. And then, I don't know, maybe a couple of years later, I didn't do as much as that stuff and I was struggling trying to find the balance. And then I really just incorporated It Works into my daily life. And so it doesn't matter where we go. Like you were saying, like, don't take the kids out of the pool, like just meet the mommies that are there at the pool, you know, things like that. And once I was able to incorporate that, my whole life changed. Now it's like, we couldn't wait for Quincy to get out of school just so we could have freedom to go to the park, go meet new moms, go do all these different things, because we were like, oh my goodness, you know, like this is how we work this business. And the faster you can figure out what works for you. I mean, I know Meredith's up north on vacation right now and the girl's been like blitzing her face off the whole time she's been up there, you know, like, yeah, I know. And you just make this work for you. You just, you know, you guys just have to figure this out and, you know, get with your upline, get with your sponsor, figure out what your goals are and just, you know, go after them. And, you know, one thing that I heard just real quick before we hop off is I was talking to Shelly Hyde and she talked about having a fear board. So if your dream board is not motivating you on a daily basis, looking at, you know, becoming debt free or a vacation for your family or whatever that is, if that's not motivating you, make a fear board, make a nightmare board to where if this doesn't work for you, or if you, let me rephrase that, if you don't work for this and make it work, what is life going to look like? And that might be going back to work. That might be getting a second job. That might be losing your house. So if your dream board's not working for you, maybe you need to look at what the reality is if you don't work this business like you need to. And so when she said that, I said, I thought that was really, really great. So just to leave that, do you have any closing words for us tonight?
Yeah, I'll just say this. I always talk about this on a man call. I was with a family member taking my little brother back to college, actually. And I asked him, I said, what's the most wealthiest place on earth? He said, Las Vegas. He said, no, Dubai. Because over in Dubai, their Lamborghinis are cop cars. And I said, no, it's the graveyard. Because so many people take their fears to the grave. So many people take things to the grave that could change this world. You know, like even this It Works opportunity. So many people give up on their hopes and dreams because of what someone who raised you all your life may have told you. I don't care if they raised you all your life. If they're telling you something that's opposite of your dreams, then you need to stop listening to them and follow your heart. Follow your heart and don't take your dreams to the grave, because that's so selfish.
Thank you for having us tonight, you know, and we're glad we could pour into you. And you know, it's just really go out and rock this business, guys. Every single one of you is on here tonight. There were probably hundreds of other people that could have been on tonight, but only like 35 or whatever of you guys are here. That means you are ready to rock this business. You are ready to grow. You're dedicated, and just keep going. Forget the no's, just keep going, because in the end, we can all be ambassadors. We can all be Black Diamonds. And no matter where you are, it may seem far, but this company is going to amazing places. I can't even wait to see it. I'm so excited for the future.
Oh,
Thanks
thank
for
you
having us.
so much, Misty and Rob. Mwah. I appreciate you guys. I'll have the recording on my YouTube, and I'll send you guys a link, okay?
Okay, awesome. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Thank
Have a
you
good
so
night.
much. Have a good